Hello and happy Friday. I hope you are having an amazing day, and thank you so much for stopping by to my channel. If you are new here, then welcome. My name is Maddie and I'm a science fiction and fantasy writer, and if you're not new here, then thank you so much for coming back. It means the world to me. This week's video is a little bit different since I realized I have never actually really introduced myself as like a person on this channel, and December will be my 1-year anniversary of running this channel with writing content. I think I started this account back in 2018, and the first video I ever posted to this channel was a book review for Vicious by V. Schwab. At the time, I didn't maintain a consistent upload schedule or anything like that. So yeah, December, I think it was like December 20th, was my first video for what is now the Maddie Bloom YouTube channel. And yeah, I've never actually like introduced me. I just kind of dove in to the writing vlogs, so I wanted to do that. Since we are nearing that 1-year anniversary mark, I also just wanted to take some time to reflect on the growth this channel has gone through, as well as me as a person and where I want to continue to take this channel and me as a person. So yeah, a little bit different of a video. This is more like housekeeping and general thoughts and talking, which is why I'm here in this little nook, rather than at my desk, just to switch things up for this different kind of video. Anyways, let's just jump into it. Hello, and thank you for continuing to watch this video. You know my name is Maddie, and I am 25 years old. I live in northern Colorado. I graduated last November with a bachelor's degree in creative writing, and I have always loved writing and stories and movies. Even to this day, it is so hard for me to fall asleep with the TV on. Like, I will do it, but I stay up so much longer, like I just can't have it on. Some of my earliest stories that I shared, whether from school or whatever else, I remember I was obsessed with the National Treasure movies. It's so embarrassing, but in school we had to write pop-up books, and mine was National Treasure 1.5, where like elementary school me was a part of the cast, and between filming the first and second movies, the cast, we found an actual treasure map and found an actual treasure between filming the movies. And that is a story that has lived in infamy in my family. And now I use it for clout on the internet. Hee hee. I remember my other most notable story was in childhood. I wrote in middle school, and it was right after the How to Train Your Dragon movies came out, or the first one I guess, and I was obsessed. So I ended up writing pretty much just beat for beat the movie of How to Train Your Dragon, but with a female protagonist. I changed a few things, but let's just call it like it is. It was pretty much just fan fiction. I continued to take any English classes I could in high school. I was the teacher's assistant for my English teacher. She was incredible and helped instill such a love of literature and diving into its meaning. I remember when I like first made my Facebook account, there was this huge meme that talks about how, you know, like if the author says the curtains are blue, and then it's like, well, maybe they were just blue, when the teacher tries to tell you there is meaning. And I so fall into the camp that there is meaning between each choice like that and everything we have done like that. And I love finding that meaning in other books and putting that meaning into my own work. I did a spoken presentation about the meaning of color in The Great Gatsby during AP Literature. So that is just something that's really important to me, and I ended up taking a few years between high school and college, and I went to Full Sail University since they had an online degree option, which just worked best for me in my situation. I work full time, so I just didn't really have the financial freedom to also go to an in-person school. And through the difference between learning about writing in high school to college is incredibly different. I grew so much, I learned so much, and then the amount that I learned after graduating and finding a writing group, critique partners, beta readers, again was just this a whole another level of elevation into my craft, and bringing that appreciation of a well-written story just into that much more of like a focus, and understanding how much work actually goes into creating something that like sticks in your head, and characters that feel real and authentic, and stories that the plot can be wild and crazy, but at its core is something that everyone or most people can relate to. So I think that is something that I just really strive to put into my own stories, and I know I have so much to learn, and I am so eager to continue learning and growing in my craft. But yeah, that is just like kind of a quick about me, some stories that meant so much to me as a child, that instilled books that like instilled this love. I have my little shelf up here. I loved the Chronicles of Narnia. I saw the movie first because I was pretty young when it came out, and I was obsessed. As a young girl, I related to Lucy Pevensey so much, and of course I wanted to be her. And then I finally read the Chronicles of Narnia, and they were incredible. I just have such good memories of reading them, and the journey that C.S. Lewis takes you on. I also love Lord of the Rings. I got The Hobbit as a Christmas gift and fell in love. My family, it was very much fantasy, sci-fi enjoyers. Like, we watched the Lord of the Rings movies together. We had the extended versions, and we would just take the day and watch them. And so I just have such good memories, I think, of fantasy and sci-fi as genres, and have such a deep love and appreciation for what these authors and screenwriters did in creating these really incredible memories. And yeah, I read The Hobbit and then devoured the Lord of the Rings trilogy, all probably way too young, and I do want to do a reread because I feel like I will just absorb so much more now reading them in my 20s rather than a child. I also love a series of unfortunate events. I think that they were some of the first like melancholy books I read that are specifically about tragedy, especially in children's literature and middle grade fiction. You don't really get that. It tends to be a lot more upbeat. And as a person who I think I am just a melancholy person, I think in general I love just solitude, and I like to be sad sometimes. But yeah, I think I'm just like a melancholy person. So that series really spoke to me, and just the progression of the stakes that they are in and what Count Olaf was willing to do to get their fortune. It was just something that had a really big impact on me as a child. Anyways, I don't know if anyone was like, who is Maddie and what does she like, or what did she do as a child? I don't know if you were wondering that, but now you know. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm coming up on the 1-year anniversary of this channel, which I am so excited for. I am not by nature a consistent person. So the amount of consistency and effort and joy that I have put into and received from this channel and from all of you guys has been amazing, literally life-changing, honestly, which sounds like an exaggeration, but it's really not. Through this channel, I actually finished my first novel-length manuscript ever. I actually had other people read it, and I have done edits and have had a professional editor look at it and send back edits, which I have never gotten this far in the writing process before in my life, just due to lack of consistency, lack of really understanding the feedback and critique process, and a lack of understanding the self-editing process as well. When even in college, writing a second draft was really not the level that I'm putting into edits and stuff now. I didn't have the understanding of, I would say I didn't have like the joy of editing that I have now. Sometimes editing is still a slog to get through, but I understand that it is necessary and why it's necessary and how to actually improve things rather than just kind of staring at this finished story and having no idea where to take it. For that, I am forever grateful, and for the amount of growth that I've had over the course of this channel, again, forever grateful. I want to continue growing this channel, and I want to continue growing as an author. Being an author is as my career and financial income, as like my main source of income. That is the goal, and that is what I'm going to keep working towards. However, I think that where I'm at now, I still have a lot of growth to do, and especially with my YouTube channel, I know that I am not the best at video editing, but I want to be better. And right now, the once a week, weekly upload schedule is just a little too tight for me between work and other creative endeavors, and also just not being great. It does not come to me intuitively like writing does, because I have not been doing it my whole life. Like when it comes to video editing, my skills have a lot to be desired, but I want to grow in that, and I want to be better at video editing, and I want to put out videos that I'm so proud of, from conception to filming to then the editing process as well. So for the foreseeable future, I'm going to reduce my upload schedule to once every other Friday. So that'll be twice a month. I think that will just give me more time to focus on the quality of video I'm putting out. I can put more time into it and really step up my own skills. It will also free up some time to write more. Right now, most of my creative spare time does go to YouTube, and it's really, since it is like a tight schedule for me, it's oftentimes frustrating, and I don't want that. I want to have the space to fill my well rather than drain it. So yeah, for right now, I'm going to switch to every other week for the upload schedule, and you will see amazing, wonderful videos hopefully here soon that I hope just like make your day and inspire you, and you're like so glad that you took the time out of your day to watch them, because that's all I want. I understand that every time you are watching my videos, you are giving up your time, so I really appreciate that, and I want to make it worth your while. Regarding my debut novel that I'm working on, This Cruel Fate, I am running around in circles right now, and I don't want to be. And I think part of that is I get so in my head about my writing And I know that I preach, you can't be perfect, blah, blah, blah. It's like, what you do is good enough. But there's still that like obstacle that's like, other people are allowed to take this, but you have to be perfect, or you can't re-release this book until it is something that is perfect. Trying to get over that, it is a learning curve. So I kind of want to work on a secondary story that isn't so like embedded deeply in who I am, because this Cruel Fate, I have been working on this story. Like the earliest versions I have of this story with these characters is from 2018, and I have really early drafts on Google Docs. The story is completely different now. The characters and the arcs are similar, and some of the relationships are the same, but it has evolved since then. However, I've had this idea since 2018, and I think because of that, that is what, 5 years of having this story world. I can't not put out something that I am 100% proud of. So I kind of want to create something that I can just at least show to people and get out there into the world. A story that I love, but maybe isn't so like entwined with who I am, and just something that can kind of continue. Like, this channel is to grow community, readers interested in my work and things like that. So that's kind of something that I also want to free up some time for and invest into, just since I'm running around in circles like a chicken with its head cut off right now, and it's not fun. I also want to make a space for writers to grow in their craft, especially through reading books. I have been seeing an explosion of book clubs lately, and that is amazing and incredible, and I'm so glad to see that. However, I think most of these book clubs do, even if you are a writer, if you're in one of these book clubs, you're coming to it from the perspective of a reader rather than a writer. That's an idea I've really been thinking about and toying with, is how can we as writers read from the perspective of a writer, and how can that help us in our own craft. So that is something that I want to create a space for that and grow that as well. So yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at with things that I want to do and continue to diversify who I am as a writer, and things that I want to put out into the world, and things that I feel really passionately about. And I will, of course, give more information as I finalize things and make concrete plans and ideas. But yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at in life. If you have made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I know that this was not my normal content, and very much I had notes, but I feel like it still ended up being all over the place. So thank you so much for watching and for being a part of this journey and being a part of this channel. I really truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And if this is the first video you're ever seeing from me, then thank you so much for sticking to the end. And I hope to see you down the road as well. If you enjoyed this video or want to hang around, please like, comment, or subscribe. And guys, I'll see you in 2 weeks.